You did everything right. You picked the country, you saved the money, you booked the one-way ticket. And then somewhere around month 4, you're sitting in your new apartment, staring at the wall, quietly wondering if you just made the biggest mistake of your life. It happens more than anyone tells you. People sell the house, chase the dream, post the sunset photos, and within a year, they're packing up and flying home, broke, exhausted, and a little embarrassed. But here's the thing I really want you to hear. It's almost never the country's fault. It's 5 specific mistakes, the same 5, over and over, and every one of them is avoidable. Hi, I'm Haley. Welcome to my channel, Travel Elements, where I cover travel tips, international living, investment insights, and so much more. So today we're walking through the 5 mistakes that quietly send expats back home in their very first year and exactly how to make sure none of them happen to you. The first one trips up almost everybody. So let's start right there, because get even one of these wrong and it doesn't just cost you money, it costs you the whole dream. And a lot of people never get a second shot at it. Mistake number 1, trusting the budget you saw online. You watched the videos, you read the blog that said you can live like royalty somewhere for $1,000 a month. And maybe you can if you live exactly like that one person in that one neighborhood the year they filmed it. Here's what those numbers leave out. The setup costs nobody mentions, the deposits, the furniture, the visa fees, the flights back and forth, the foreigner price you quietly pay until you learn the language, and the stuff you swore you'd give up but won't. The imported coffee, the air conditioning, the little taste of home you'll crave when you're homesick. Let me give you a real example of how this sneaks up on people. Say a place looks like $1,000 a month online. You get there and the apartment a foreigner can actually rent, the furnished one, with the flexible lease, runs closer to $1,400. Add a health plan, because you need one. Add the flight home for the holidays you swore you wouldn't book and then absolutely book. Suddenly, your $1,000 life is $2,000 and nothing went wrong. That was just the real number all along. And here's the trap underneath the trap. Once the savings start dropping faster than you planned, panic sets in. And panic is the thing that books the flight home, not because you couldn't have made it work, but because fear makes terrible long-term decisions. The fix is simple, but nobody does it. Take the cheapest number you found online and add at least 30 to 40%. Then ask yourself, honestly, could I still live here if it costs that much? If the answer is yes, you've got a real budget. If it's no, better to know that now from your couch than 6 months in when it's already too late. Mistake number 2, treating the paperwork like an afterthought. This is the silent killer because it's boring. Right up until it's an emergency. Everybody plans the fun part. Almost nobody plans the part that actually decides whether you get to stay. Start with your visa. So many people arrive on a tourist stamp figuring they'll sort out residency once they're settled. But that first renewal is where dreams quietly die. Countries like Spain, Portugal, Mexico, and Thailand have all tightened their rules in the last couple of years, and the income they want you to prove can climb higher every single year. People who got approved once show up with the same paperwork the next year and get told no. Now they've got weeks to leave a place they just made home. Then there's your money back home. A lot of folks don't realize their home bank can freeze or close their account the moment it sees steady foreign activity. Suddenly, your direct deposits bounce, your cards stop working, and you're stranded abroad with no way to reach your own money. And healthcare. Your home coverage almost certainly does not follow you across the border, and a regular travel policy won't cover the things that actually go wrong when you live somewhere. You want proper international health insurance lined up before you land, not after the first time you need a doctor. And if you're American, here's one more that blindsides people. Your taxes follow you. The US is one of the only countries on Earth that taxes you, no matter where on the planet you live. So even with $0 owed, you've still got to file every year and report your foreign bank accounts once they cross a certain balance. Miss that, and the penalties are brutal. Most people moving abroad have simply never heard this, and it's not the kind of surprise you want in year 1. Now, I want to be clear here. I'm sharing what I've learned, not giving you legal or tax advice. So check with a qualified immigration or tax pro before you act on any of this. But the rule of thumb is this. The boring paperwork is the part that decides whether you stay. Treat it like the most important thing on your list because it is. Real quick, if this is already saving you from a mistake or two, do me a favor and hit subscribe. I put out new videos on this stuff all the time, and I'd hate for you to miss the next one. Okay, back to it. Mistake number 3, burning the boats before you even land. This one comes from the heart. I get it. You want to commit. You want to prove to yourself this is real. So you sell the house, you sell the car, you give away the furniture, and you sign a 12-month lease on a place you've only seen in photos. And then you arrive, and the neighborhood is louder than you thought, or the commute is brutal, or the town just doesn't feel like you. But now you're locked in. You spent the money, you burned the safety net, and leaving feels like admitting you failed. So you white knuckle it in a life you don't love until you can't anymore. Here's the smarter way, and it costs you almost nothing. Treat your first 6 months as a test drive, not a tattoo. Rent short-term first. Keep something to come back to if you need it. Don't buy property in month 1. I don't care how good the deal looks, you do not know that town yet. The people who last are almost never the ones who jumped in the deepest, the fastest. They're the ones who kept a door open while they figured out if they actually liked it. Mistake number 4, and this is the big one, the one nobody warns you about, the crash. For the first month or 2, everything is magic. The food, the streets, the light, it all feels like a vacation that never ends. They call it the honeymoon phase, and it's real, but it ends. And on average, it ends faster than you'd think. Usually somewhere around the 2 to 3 month mark. What comes next catches people completely off guard. The little annoyances start to pile up. You can't read the forms, you can't crack a joke and have it land. The simplest errand takes all afternoon. And right about then, homesickness hits like a wave you didn't see coming. You start idealizing the life you left, forgetting every single reason you wanted to leave it. And here's the part I really need you to hear, because it's the whole video in one sentence. In one study of nearly 3,000 people who moved abroad, the number one reason they ended up going back home wasn't money, and it wasn't visas. It was homesickness. Plain and simple. The feeling beat every spreadsheet on the list. So if you only remember one thing today, remember this. The dip is coming, and the dip is normal. It's not a sign you made a mistake. It's a stage, the same stage almost everyone hits around month 3. The people who make it are simply the ones who knew to expect it and rode it out. The ones who pack up at the bottom of that wave never find out that it lifts again. And it does lift, usually around the 6 to 12 month mark, when the place finally starts to feel like yours. Mistake number 5, trying to do the whole thing alone. This is the one people underestimate the most, and it's quietly fatal. You figure you'll handle the logistics first, the apartment, the bank, the visa, and the friends will just sort of happen later. They don't. Connection doesn't show up on its own. You have to go build it on purpose before you actually need it, because loneliness has a way of poisoning everything else. When you've got no one to call, every small problem feels enormous. A bad day has no one to absorb it. And in that same study of expats who moved home, struggling to make friends and missing the people back home, were 2 of the biggest reasons they gave for giving up. So treat your social life like part of the move, not an accident that happens to you. Join the local groups before you even land, the expat forums, the hobby clubs, the language exchanges. Say yes to the awkward coffee. Show up to the thing alone. Here's a small trick that works. Pick one regular thing, a weekly class, a Sunday market, a running group, and just keep showing up to the same one. Familiar faces turn into nods, nods turn into conversations, and conversations turn into the people who'll help you when your water heater breaks and you can't explain it in the local language. It feels uncomfortable at first, and you do it anyway, because a community is the single biggest thing that turns a place you're staying into a place you're living. Nobody makes it abroad completely on their own. Nobody. Okay, let me put the whole thing on one screen for you, because this is the part you'll want to keep. Go ahead and pause the video here, grab a screenshot, and tuck this away for when you're actually planning your move. These are the 5 mistakes and the 1 fix for each. Budget too tight? Pad it by 40%. Paperwork ignored? Make it priority 1. Committing too fast? Test drive first. The month 3 crash. Expect the dip, ride it out. Going it alone. Build your people before you need them. So now I'm curious about you. Of those 5, Which one's the one you're most worried about for your own move? Be honest, drop it in the comments below. It always helps me know what to cover next. And that brings us to the end of today's video. If you got something out of this, do me a favor, like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's coming, because I post new ones regularly. If you know someone who's dreaming about a move abroad, send this their way. It might save them a whole lot of heartache. And let me know in the comments if there's a topic you'd like me to cover next, and I'll do my best to make it happen. Until next time.